And the Prime Minister, while hailing India's youth, has also given an indication about a major policy rejig. India may open up its nuclear sector to private players in nuclear energy. The Prime Minister in his speech has said that small desi modular reactors may be made by the private sector soon. He's announced this big nuclear policy rejig in his speech while inaugurating this particular aeronautics center. This is a big news that we're bringing you. The Prime Minister, while inaugurating the campus in Hyderabad, talking about opening up the Indian nuclear sector to private players for some works. Modular reactors may be made by private players very soon. That's what the Prime Minister has said. Let's listen into what he said.
हम एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण सेक्टर में भी कदम उठाने जा रहे हैं। हम न्यूक्लियर सेक्टर को भी ओपन करने की तरफ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। इस सेक्टर में भी हम प्राइवेट सेक्टर की सशक्त भूमिका की नींव रखने जा रहे हैं। इससे स्मॉल मॉड्यूलर रिएक्टर, एडवांस रिएक्टर्स और न्यूक्लियर इनोवेशन में अवसर बनेंगे। यह रिफॉर्म हमारी एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी और टेक्नोलॉजिकल लीडरशिप को नई शक्ति देगा।
And Pranay Upadhyay is joining me on this story. Pranay, the Prime Minister making a very big announcement that India may soon open up its nuclear sector to private players. What does this mean really for India, for our nuclear sector, and as far as the world's regulatory mechanisms are concerned?
Anisha, this is a very significant and a very important statement made by the Prime Minister. But if you see, there is a continuation of opening up of the strategic sector, because we have seen that, in 2021, India opened up space for the private players, and now we are, we are in a position like, many private space entities, space entrepreneurs have come up. Many, many space programs or space entities have come up, many private players have come in the space sector, and similarly, Prime Minister has indicated that India is in a process and making a policy framework for opening the nuclear sector for the private players to have more energy production targets. And you know that India has already set a net zero target of 2070. To achieve that, we have to expand our existing nuclear power generation capacity of 8,000 megawatt up to 22,000 megawatt, and for that, to achieve that, we need to involve private sectors in that, because India's private sector, responsible private sector, is required for the expansion and for the multifold increase of the power generation in the nuclear sector. And you know that as far as the nuclear sector is concerned, currently the Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, NPCIL, is the only sole entity regulating the power sector or the nuclear generated power plants in India. But with the advent of the nuclear technology, with the modular, reactors coming up, we want private players to come and join, hands in this, in achieving these targets. And for that, the policy framework is required. So we are expecting another civil liability reform as far as the upcoming winter session is concerned. And besides that, there are many other policy regulations government is trying to fix so that the private players can come up and play a more constructive role as far as the expansion of the nuclear power sector in India.
All right, thank you very much for that, Pranay Upadhyay. India is looking at expanding and opening up the private access of private sector into its nuclear power generation. This will have a big impact on power and how India generates power, and how cheap and how widespread its use is, with India trying to ensure bijli everywhere.